I'm thrilled to have you, because when it comes to business networking, just the word networking alone can trigger some strong feelings in people and emotions. Everything from having that pit in your stomach to, hey, party time, let's go. Hey, have we met? Here's my card. Where's your card? Who's next? That kind of thing. And it's just really disconcerting sometimes to figure out how somebody is supposed to fit into that, because there can be all these extremes. And I'm totally fascinated by the work you do in blending the science of mindset and the art of business connections. How is what you do and advocate different from the traditional networking that we hear so much about?
When people talk about networking, what they tend to focus on is networking is an event. You go to an event, and that's where you're making these connections. The reason I crossed it out on the front of my book and inserted the word connecting is because every single day you have connecting opportunities, and they don't always happen at an event. I have made some of my best connections, as an example, getting my oil changed and sitting in the waiting room, and made a stellar business connection in that regard. I've made other great connections online just for the fact the individual I wanted to meet was not here. So it's a shift of what you think networking is. That's the start.
Well, that's really interesting. So let's talk about those first impressions. Like, you're sitting there getting your oil changed. I mean, how did you connect with that person? How did the conversation start? Most people either stare at a TV or pick up a really old magazine and leaf through it and pretend to be interested.
Well, and that's a great question. And part of that goes back to mindset. Because when I first started, I was the type of person, the reason I was a wallflower is if you put me in an event, I wouldn't talk to anybody. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. When I made the shift and I realized that making a great connection is just simply about having a conversation without an agenda, because too often when we walk into a networking event, your agenda is you want to sell something, you want to meet somebody, and you want to see it as a business opportunity. Well, when you're getting your oil changed, you're just getting your oil changed and sitting there. And the gentleman that was with me, it was at a group called Casey Auto Sports. So it was a small, in fact, it wasn't a dealership, but it was just a mechanic shop. He was on his computer, I'm on my computer, and we were working. We had about an hour, and we just started into a simple conversation. What was funny is we realized we're both cyclists. It wasn't even a business thing. It was simply a conversation. And out of that, then we started discussing business. And it's been 2 years. And in fact, he recently made an introduction for me.